Hey YouTube, thanks for tuning in over here on our channel. Hit subscribe if you haven't. That's what all the cool kids do.
Yeah,
That's what they
do.
got content going through like Calvin's Captain.
Oh, yeah.
Dominating.
Don't start.
Oh, God, don't, dog.
Calvin's stitch-ups.
No, it's not a stitch-up.
Hopefully you can get it right this week. But you'll be able to see that drop on our YouTube channel, the full unedited version of V8 talking.
Yeah, Scarlett Harden's coming on there this week too, dog.
Oh.
Yeah, so if I can't
Get
stuff
that
your team
Wednesday
up
night.
one way, Roy, I'll find another.
You do both to me.
Yeah, I know.
But before we start this podcast,
Yep. Yes.
we had better talk about something very exciting, and that's we're going to be in Adelaide and Perth next week.
Legit excited.
Legit pumped.
Very excited. So we'll be in Adelaide on Wednesday the 20th and Thursday the 22nd of July. So tickets are sold out for the Thursday night, but for the Wednesday night there are still tickets available.
Cool.
And our man Tom Rockless is going to be there.
Rocky.
So that's going to be very fun. We've got
Pigging
some
it up.
things planned for him, which are very excited. So you'll need to be there. These shows don't get broadcast, don't get recorded.
No,
probably for a
thankfully.
good reason.
It's a quadruple F. Frothies, fantasy, footy, fun.
And F-wits like you. Especially with your
So
songs.
true.
Anyway, but we're in Perth as well. So
Yes.
Friday night is sold out, but Saturday we've got our afternoon extravaganza.
Yeah, just talk us through it, dog. What's that got? Yes,
So
you're right, Roy.
That's going to actually be quite early because doors will open there at 11:30 in the morning.
What? We're not trained
Perth
for
time.
that.
We just had a beer at the pub. And
Yeah,
we
we
went
are.
at 30,
Well, we
yeah.
started our pre-season then.
So, get along to that. Tickets still available. Just a few left for that. So,
That's right.
if you want to come along for that one, will be a lot of fun watching footy, talking some rubbish.
Yeah.
All the best bits of the show type thing will be interweaved into the afternoon.
Interweaved.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, it'll be good.
I don't know.
Sounds
anyway, we'll be up and about.
I
And
reckon.
hopefully, the loser of this week will be wearing a green vest.
Oh, no.
Next week or this week coming.
Short price favourite.
It's not good.
I am.
You're a good chance for it, Ryan. All right. We better do this podcast, eh?
All right.
Let's do it.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Hang on. I've got to hit right buttons. Are we ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Here it is.
Welcome to the official AFL Fantasy Podcast with the Traders.
G'day, we're the Traders. I'm Roy. I coach Destroy, and I'm here with Warnie
Coach of the War Dogs.
and Calvin.
Coach of Calvinator, I'm back.
Coach
You
of,
are back.
Coach of, oh my God.
I know.
You
I know
are
you're
within reach.
This is a little bit frosty here at the moment because, ever since
I'm within reach. Oh, God.
Seriously.
Calvin, well, Roy, Calvin was here first. I think he came here first. Sometimes, like when, you get to a party first, you want to be the first one there so you can make your ground, have your spot. Calvin was like this today because he didn't want to be walking in here late because his ears would have been burning quite hard, I reckon.
I bet they have been.
So he was
already.
here early. Oh, boys, I've got your coffee today. Are you right? You ready?
I haven't bought the bloody coffee.
Calvinator.
Seriously.
Look, do we want to address this now?
Are you okay?
I'm
Roy?
okay.
I'm not really, no.
Right.
is the issue.
I sat there on the couch and I saw Neil running
Sniggering.
around.
I picture you
No,
sniggering.
I was not, Roy. It's anything but. When this starts going down,
Yes.
I get this real sick feeling and my head drops.
I felt sick too.
I feel extremely disappointed in myself because a lot of people would have, as you did, rolled into the Lockie Neil.
I think he was
Right.
most popular captain choice.
Anyway, it was pretty obvious that people on Twitter weren't overly happy with me. Here's a couple of
Calvin.
comments.
They
You
on
copped
Team
it.
Destroy, are they?
Yes, these were from Roy.
Friends, I call them.
Here's one. Credibility of these blokes. These blokes
Don't drag him out.
It's not our fault.
Don't read him out.
have diminished something shocking these days.
Shocking.
Oh, but something shocking.
But that's from Condic, so no one listens to him anyway. All right, the other one. Get this one. AFL fantasy content creators, that's us, have a responsibility to
This
the
is
community.
true.
Right?
It's true.
Fully accept the coaches make their own decisions, but Calvin purposely
I agree with this person.
distributing Calvin's captains with Neil number one and then deliberately going
Yep.
against it, he captain led, is misleading and irresponsible.
I agree.
Calvin, you made Neil your VC.
And I rolled it into lead.
Like you're always going to do. Oh,
Well-
that bloke there, he's not the full quota.
Look, the
anyway.
thing
that's
is,
okay.
you,
I think a lot
in
of
your
them are the full
defence,
quota.
and I'm not here to defend you, I'm far from, you clearly said you're going Neil VC
Yeah.
into lead as the backup plan.
Right, this one's my favourite.
So I won't allow that criticism.
Calvin, coming for your head. That's a bit rough.
Bloody oath, and he better be
Where are they
quick.
from?
I'll have it first.
Coming for your head.
God, that's a
That's
serious threat.
I know. When you do it, you sort of half joke.
Like, I'll hit your head.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take it.
Anyway, so thanks for the feedback.
So
I'm backing off you. I didn't know people were going that
your
silly about it.
captains weren't too good though.
they were okay. My
They
captain
were.
was great.
Your captain was great.
My captain was great.
Look, seriously though, Lockie Neal,
Okay.
you're a bloody Brownlow medalist, mate.
Okay. And he got tagged.
You're
right?
against a VFL team as well.
Exactly.
But it doesn't matter. Like, and as I said, like Jordan Dawson got tagged, and here's a tweet from Freako. The one thing you can do when getting tagged, because Freako knows he would have been tagged multiple times, is apply defensive effort.
Yes. Fair
Jordan
call.
Dawson had 15 tackle attempts, the second most of any player in the round. He had 10 tackles total, 8 in the second half.
Right. So Jordan Dawson is an erect neck kind of player.
Yes.
Lockie is a head tilt when tagged. He
Yeah.
can join that club.
I agree.
Seriously though, we say it all the time, what Freako
Yep.
has said there. Getting tagged should not stop you
Give you the
tackling
opportunity to
unless
get
you
a
are
tackle.
a sook.
So he had 20, this is Jordan Dawson, 21 at the half.
Yeah.
And he has a 55-point second term with a heavy tag. He only took one mark.
So he's probably never been tagged in his life. It took him 2 quarters to work it out.
yeah, I better do something else.
Yeah.
So, yes, I know that Neil stunk it up, but
It wasn't even by a seasoned tagger though.
no.
Yeah, that was his lowest score of the season, Niels.
It doesn't surprise me.
So 2 players got tagged this round. My captain and my trade target.
Yeah, not good.
All right, let's talk about our scores and what they look like. Do we want to start at the top or the bottom this
Bottom,
week?
get
All
it
right,
out of the way.
There we go.
2063.
2063.
Yep, the bye rounds are over, but not at Destroy. Do you know what? I've got a lot more sympathy at the moment for David Noble.
Okay.
He's lost his players. They hate him.
Yep.
He hates them.
Yep.
That's a similar boat to what I'm in. I've basically got a team full of Jaden Stevensons.
Yeah.
I don't even want to look at them. So
North
that's
Melbourne
me.
performed better than you on the weekend, Roy.
They did. At least they were competitive for a little while. So 2063 down to 2084. My nothing season somehow found a way of becoming a little bit more nothing.
Can I just fact check that? 28 at 2,804.
20. Oh, God.
Don't give yourself an extra 800 spots. Roy.
So that's where I'm at. Very bad week. Another very bad week. My captain did not help things. It wouldn't have saved that score, but I tell you what, it would have helped me sleep a little bit better.
140 points better, Cow.
2203 was me, and I slipped again, although you didn't write that in massive capitals this week, dog, so thanks for that.
And no F-bombs on that one.
Yeah, no.
I was a bit better. I had 22.49, went up slightly. So I was around about that par
So
sort of
that's
mark
par.
for that.
Just a lazy 200 off par I was.
Yeah, so for that top 1,000, 1,500-ish is where that would have been, I would say. So you did need some big scores to move up significantly in the ranks like some people did.
Now, the pressure's on. The pressure's on for the vest
Bloody
this
oath
week.
it is.
Oh, it is, yeah, because
God.
we're actually on a tour next
We're
week.
doing our live shows in Adelaide and Perth. Hit us up if you want tickets. Come along and check us out and have a couple of beers. It'll be good fun.
Hell yeah, it'll be fun.
Great little session.
Not many tickets left.
There isn't.
Get on.
A couple of special guests too coming along, Roy. Yep, of that variety. The thing is here, if you get the vest this week, you have to wear it
it's
for
embarrassing.
all of the shows.
At the airport.
Yes.
So I had it last time we did our world tour.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was when I was actually in good form and had a bad week. This week I'm in shocking form.
Okay.
What am I? $1.05?
I think your favourite, Dog is favourite not to be in it at
Oh,
all.
I don't know. I have to make forced moves this week.
Yeah,
you guys
but
get to do luxury
You've
travel.
also been at the top now for quite a few weeks.
I'm gonna
in a
have
row.
to
I haven't had a
something
vest since
crazy.
prior to the buys, actually,
Yeah.
just quietly.
Oh, there we
so
go.
do you want to do a vest count since buys?
No.
God, I remember those
Since round
days.
10? I went 7 straight, I think it was, vests.
Yeah, I
And
didn't
I've
think
got
you were going to
7.
make it to
And
the
I
end of
don't
the
have-
year either.
I
And
know.
look at you now,
Year out.
sitting a bit taller.
Isn't he ever?
I am.
He's upright.
Picked our spot for lunch.
A couple of $5 schooners have helped that one.
Yes, always does a job. So hit us up for tickets because it's going to be a wicked
Yeah,
few
for
days.
sure.
It's going to be awesome.
Did I tell my score? 22.49.
Yeah.
Should I say it again?
Move on.
No.
Yeah, you
All
moved
right.
up.
Here it is! That's what you did, you stuck it right up them!
One of the things that's gone right for me in the last couple of weeks, I picked up Andy Brayshaw.
Oh, I went out on a limb
he
there,
had-
dog.
Well,
Jeez.
one of those guys that you just wish you had all
Yeah,
year,
yeah, yeah.
and he's
I
just
didn't think I would
dominated.
want him.
No.
But now,
He's
do
legit.
anything to get him.
144 he had. Massive in the last quarter. Had a 59-point final term.
Wow.
So it was pretty majestic, actually, watching him on Saturday night do that. Although, Calvin, I think your +3 nearly tops mine.
Yeah, Brayshaw was
because of what he did.
Yeah, Brayshaw was actually the leading player in the game at the moment, just ahead of Led.
Do you guys have him?
I wish, mate. I've got Mitch Duncan, though, for a 138. Now, he was playing Melbourne. We did flag there was going to be some free little marks running around there for him. 60 points in the last quarter. But
Time on. After the 20-minute mark.
After the 20-minute mark.
he had 45.
That is unbelievable.
Was that orgasmic?
Well, I didn't actually see it.
Oh, didn't you?
No, can't remember what I was doing. But that's nearly Led's score.
Wow.
Lead score.
I keep saying the wrong person.
Neil's score.
That is ridiculous. 45 points in time on.
So, okay.
There is a lot of players hitting it up in junk time.
They were, yes.
It's been amazing, really.
So that's 7 points less than Neil for the whole game.
Yeah.
In the last quarter.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Give me strength.
I know. You must have had something positive.
Bloody
Roy.
oath I did. And it was via a reverse trade. So,
yes.
So I was trading out Connor Rozee.
Okay.
And then I was like, hang on. This is not the week to do it playing the GWS, who are basically playing no defence, all-out attack. I thought he's still hitting the CBAs. He had a shocking half last week, good second half, and I thought I've got to back him in this matchup at home. 125. Now, oh my God, finding +3s in my team was always going to be hard, but he put his hand right up. So Connor Rozee, of all people,
I know.
he took the rocket and went bang.
So you're holding him?
Hell yeah, I'm holding him.
Well,
on the back of that.
But
God, yeah.
Is he the best player in the competition?
He was for that hour and a
moment
half,
of time.
2 hours. Yeah,
Well, Kane was right.
Well, yeah. Hey, Kane keeps backflipping on that. So he officially retracted the comment and apologised. He can't rehash
just good
it
at
now.
what he does.
You can't rehash the original, can you? If people bite, you can.
Kane can do whatever the hell he
He's
wants.
very good at getting clicks.
Yeah. He is.
He's very good
Well
on
done.
AFL.com.au. Always watch him on the round so far on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Wake up and see his takes.
Yeah.
He's a bit like you, Roy. Marches to the beat of his own drum.
He does. So well done, +3.
Love
A bit
it.
more successful with his takes than Roy's at the moment, though. I'm definitely a lot more successful than yours, V8.
Jeez.
It was the most disgraceful display I've ever seen.
Because it's just not acceptable.
Roy.
Every one of those quotes, you replay it. Press back 30 seconds and listen to every one of those quotes. Actually, can you play that again and picture Lockie Neal's head?
Okay.
Think about it.
It was the most disgraceful display I've ever seen.
Because it's just not acceptable.
What more do I need to say?
No, you don't.
You don't need to say anything more, do
No.
you?
It was one of the most disgraceful displays I've ever seen.
Oh, spewer!
Yes, I know.
Yeah, I will. That's just unacceptable.
It is.
He has been one of the form players of the competition.
Yep.
His numbers are absolutely elite. He's a Brownlow medalist. He should be able to deal with that.
Yes.
From a guy who's not even a well-respected tagger.
No, but didn't stop Caldwell from scoring either, though. That's
No,
the
well,
other
That
thing.
was Caldwell's highest score of the year.
So there you go. So why didn't
Neil had his lowest?
So why not flick your mindset and go, well, hang on, I'm tagging you then.
Yeah.
And stop him. Do something.
Neil had 21 touches, 2 marks. Caldwell, 26 touches, 4 marks, 7 tackles.
It was
a
tough
goal.
to
And a
watch
goal.
Neil in that, though. Like, he was just sort of behind. Like, he just didn't get into the contest.
No.
Like, it wasn't the heaviest tag either. That's the
No,
other side.
But it
of
was enough to tilt the head. Yeah, so -3, Neil.
Expect a
Obvious
bounce
choice.
back this week.
-6, actually, he was.
Okay.
Because he's captain. Good one. Ties
Yeah.
by 2.
Yes.
Good one.
Good work with your integers there,
Thanks.
Roy. Positive and negative numbers.
My -3 hurts a bit because this one got done and dusted on a Thursday night. And I'm talking of Maximus Gornius. Now,
You did go early.
He was looking good early, too. You were swagging
Mate,
out of you when
he
we were
had
doing our work on
17
Thursday
points.
night.
17 points in the second half.
I told you to go English.
There was. I couldn't get to it. There's only one guy on the ground who did not take a mark, and we are looking at him. Dinner plate Max is back.
Oh, no.
I don't know.
He's slapping it around again.
They were sending 2 to him a lot, and he couldn't. But he did
Well-
not take a single mark. I would prefer ex-Erie back in my team.
When they get predictable and just do that bomb down the
Yep.
line to Maxi,
Yeah.
if he's either dinner plate mode
Yep.
or the other team are onto it and swarm to him,
They swarmed him.
they can equal bad halves.
70. So I did not want that.
No.
And
Good name to have moving forward.
It
but
is,
That's gross.
but he's now cheaper for everyone else.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw mine at Josh Dunkley. You just don't need it. Everyone's got him, but you just don't want that.
No.
You don't want it.
Especially when he's a bloke that I've been whacking VCs on as well.
And he was getting CBAs.
Yep.
Nah,
68 he
68.
had. Not good. However, I think we've probably we didn't include him, but
Oh, no.
is this like a unanimous one?
Yeah,
that
it has
we
to
just
be.
don't-
Hell
We
yeah.
didn't have to mention
'Cause he's
because
another
It's a
popular
whole
pick.
next level.
Lockheed Whitfield, 40 points. 40. Not even like he had a 40 where he might have had 49. Had 40. 4-0.
He just made it to 40.
Think about what Duncan did in time on compared to this.
In that
How long
10
was
minutes
time
of
on?
footy,
9 or
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Yep.
he had
Oh.
5 more points than what
Okay.
Whitfield.
Unbelievable.
You need to have a long, hard look at yourself if you are doing that
Yeah.
as a number one pick
He
in a
bounces
full
back.
game of football.
He bounces back this week.
Well, we
Does he?
definitely hold, I think.
Oh, you definitely hold it, but geez,
It's
It's
ugly.
just unbelievable.
10 touches.
Well, it is the time, though, of these sort of moves where you are moving players like that. It's
Yeah.
kind of that luxury trade time because most people, there's quote unquote luxury trades because you've got your quote unquote completed team.
Yeah.
So that's meaning that basically the trades that you make could be someone that might score all right this week. So, Roy,
Yeah.
you start this off for us because
Okay.
we've pretty much got to this point where, we might have had a couple like Cal. Your moves this week was to get rid of X-Airy. You sideways trade him to Max Gone.
Yeah, that's true.
Much. So,
Pretty much.
When you're doing an upgrade, that's
An
okay.
upgrade.
But there might be a move where,
Yeah.
in a lot of other people's teams, they held him. Who was
So
that for
I was
you?
in quite a unique position as well because I got to, sober hour was long gone, but I got to that point, that rationale of thinking Rosie's going well here tonight.
Yeah.
So I reversed that trade and then had a trade sitting there on Sunday, which I had no plans because that was always going to be my trade to upgrade Rosie. So I'm left with, not a whole heap of players. There's crap players in my team that had already gone, but I've got that one trade. So I just crunched the numbers, looked at this stage of the year, we've got to get rid of our deadest weight.
Yep.
And upgrade them to someone who's in the role on 22, basically. Now, out of the ones I had left, Sicily was the worst performing player over the last 5 weeks. Now, he had a decent matchup and he was under the roof. But him to Dawson was my most
It sounds
reasonable
fine.
move,
Too
I
right.
think. So the other one, though, the one that it should have been was Cripper up to a premium, like Laird, for example.
Yep.
Now, obviously, Captain Hindsight, I just wanted to back Cripper in. I wanted to back Cripper in over
WA.
Sicily.
Good
and then
matchup.
I thought the
WA.
other two Adelaide boys would be within 15 points of each other anyway.
Yep.
Anyway, so what did that cost me, dog? 33 points going Sicily to a tagged Dawson who had 22 at half time compared to Sick Dog doing his thing with 56 or something.
So 311 coaches traded out Sicily last week.
Now, if you read an article that this legend wrote in the Wednesday wash-up and in the footy record, they said, do not trade Sicily. He will bounce back under the roof.
Okay.
I forgot I wrote that.
Did you?
13 or 14 marks he took, 108. But still, long term, I think that trade is all right.
Yeah.
But to wear a negative 33 and score so badly.
So 33 points, but if in the previous week's, Roy, it would have been a 30-plus point increase, a 34-point increase
Per week for how many weeks?
if you had that for the last 3 weeks.
Oh, there you go. See,
That was the difference.
That's
So
what I was chasing.
Logically,
he's
it
a
was
chaser.
66-point swing,
Yes.
that is, of what
So that's unlucky.
of what's happened. But they're not the only ones where people have made some calls. So 311 people traded out Sicily and missed out on that 108 for whatever they did and wherever they went to. A couple of others. Rosie, 777 people traded there.
Understandable.
Which is fair. Like, there's all logic in all of this for 125. Even his mate Butters, like, he was still hanging around in some teams and came back. And then, he scored a 99. Now, these are the big ones. Jed Anderson.
Oh, that one hurt. And I remember
So
we
he's
got
been
that
bad.
question too.
Yeah.
Like, you were quite happy because it's luxury trade time. He might have been that deadest weight or had a little bit of value on his head that you could do something with. 142 he scores, 784 coaches. See you later.
That hurts, that
Doesn't
one.
it ever?
Because he was such a nice unique for him.
Yep.
Gosh, that's bad.
On Friday night, even Isaac Heaney, so 2,000 coaches traded him out and had a 91, which
it's not that bad.
It's not that
whack.
bad. It looked like it could have been worse.
Yeah,
he was on fire and scoring very, very.
You probably
well,
would have got someone in that outscored him.
Yeah. Oh well. Here's another one. So talk about Sicily at 311 people traded him out. 625 traded out Callum Mills after that 50 last week, and then he topped scores for the round with 148.
I don't think that should have happened.
No.
God, what were you chasing there?
That's ridiculous. How does he do that? We've always said this about him. Like, he is a legit
double-figure tackles.
He's 16.
16. So he started on the wing again.
Nearly more than double figures.
Started on the wing again.
I tell you what, he's a legit vice captain only.
That is
correct.
cannot. No.
And I saw some people captaining him, which is pretty gutsy.
Well, it's gutsy.
But he can do this. He can do this on his day. This week he's got Freo. So, interesting one. No.
If he's tackling, he can do it against anyone.
Well, he had 16.
So was he in your captain calculations?
Oh, he would have been up the top
Last
somewhere,
week?
dog, I reckon.
Because last week,
No. You cannot have anyone in your captain calculations coming off a 50, mate. You can't do it.
No.
Form is a huge component of this. You must have runs on the board. You can't have your head on a tilt, bloody having a sook on a wing.
Do you ever factor in the bounce back?
Sometimes, but depending on who it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's a proven bounce back guy.
Right. So now he will be in that bounce back criteria.
Yeah, he's back up number one.
Right.
Now the race is on for the Toyota Hilux. Matt and James are very close at the top at the minute, so be watching the top 10 definitely with a little bit of a look over these next few weeks. But the top 100 for that hat,
The hat.
that we want. One day it will be ours. One day. Thanks
Won't be
MJ
mine.
for sending us
Blank hats.
down.
Yuck.
They can't fit our rankings on the size of them because
Gross.
Or the size of your head, Warn Dog.
Head off, Calvin. I don't use as many little bobbles at the back as you do. on
No,
your
dog
trucker.
chewed mine. Not the Warn Dog either.
So top 100 at the moment. Adrian's team Hippos is sitting in there with 36,213 points. Yeah, I'm out of the range of that now, I think.
Yep.
Top 500, 35,815. And top 1,000, I'm only like 20 points off that at the minute for the Warn Dog. So 35,618 points.
We need him back in the vest.
Why?
Badly.
Badly need him in the vest this week.
It's not very nice.
Way too up and about again.
Here's the news of the week you need to know on the official AFL Fantasy Podcast.
All right, bit of news
This helps.
out of this. Oh, yeah, exactly. See?
What? I don't know
Start
about.
here. Clayton Oliver.
What did he do? What did he do?
Thumb fracture. Knee surgery.
I give that.
Now.
Two thumbs up.
Are you okay?
I have had
First
I'm gonna
injury,
go through
first
it.
injury.
First injury. I've had my first injury every week for the last 20 weeks.
First
Now-
force trade.
So,
There he goes.
And he'll end up playing anyway.
Yeah.
Clayton, well, this is the worry. So he's
I'm not worried.
had-
Not worried at all.
he's having surgery, and
Oh,
they're saying
sounds
that
nasty.
he's still a chance to play,
Right.
Which is great news.
Yeah.
After
However,
a thumb relocation, Roy.
although it sounds like he'll only miss the one game if he misses.
Oh,
So he's
thumb
going to be
down.
all right. So I did hear, apparently Luke Hodge said you don't miss for that. I don't know if that was on air or off air. However,
Hodgie wouldn't.
Hodgie
that's
wouldn't
Hodgie
miss.
though. Hodgie's
No.
a bit tougher than
Too
a lot of
right
other
he is.
people out there. So
Clayton's tough.
Clayton is very tough.
the worst thing
actually.
about this, it's a Sunday game that they play. So I'm hoping they make a call and put the news out there. He is not playing.
Okay.
Or
Same.
he is playing.
Same.
I hope they just string it.
Because
We'll
that's the
see
thing.
how
Imagine
test-
wait until Sunday. Oh, yeah, no, he hasn't quite got up for it.
Oh, I'd
It's a
hate
bit
to see
sore.
you worry
Having
about
a
that all
scramble.
weekend.
Okay.
And then...
He's assaulted me.
Okay, dog. If you do not hear any news,
Ow, that hurt.
Yeah.
You work out this morning.
There's bloody evidence of that.
if you don't hear any news,
Right.
and they're like, yeah, we're just going to wait and see how
you
it pulls up,
caught.
blah blah blah. What will you do?
He's playing in the Northern Territory.
Yeah, Alice
How
Springs.
would he
When
go
do they fly
in
out?
the heat up there? Well, they'll go early, I reckon, because they've got their little deal with the Northern Territory government.
Right.
Been thinking about this.
Yeah.
They'd get there early to do little promo stuff, so
Yeah,
you'd
true.
know if he's there. However, he probably still goes anyway. Yeah. He's like a recognisable ranger. Like, you want him out there. Like he's a poster boy of Melbourne Football Club.
Oh yeah, no, you could have said that.
So
They'll send Bowie instead.
so they'll think he's there.
Put a glove on Jake.
So, okay, the deal with that then. When's he having his surgery?
Well, he would have had it, sure.
So he would have had
it was a Thursday night game.
Oh, Thursday night.
He's definitely had
They
it.
would open on the weekend for Clayton.
They would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is,
It sucks.
there's no way he's flying and not playing.
Oh, it's just a thumb.
That is true.
He doesn't play.
Have you ever,
But then they need to win. That's the other big part here.
that's the best thing. in
Colton
your
have nearly
favour.
caught him on the ladder, Roy.
Have you ever tried to catch a ball with a sore thumb?
Yeah, it hurts.
Trying to
Canes.
catch a ball with a good thumb. I'm no good.
Tackling will be an issue.
Tackling's an issue.
One plunket on the thumb.
Yep.
Ouch.
Bang. Ow.
Pop a couple of stitches.
Trade him anyway.
Are you going to trade him?
Can't trade him anyway.
Do you want me to read you that tweet again about being misleading? You've got a responsibility.
You do.
You do. Well, hey, what are you going to
I'm
do?
not listening to that bloke on Twitter.
What are you going to do, dog?
I don't know. I'll just wait and get some more information.
Fair
more
call.
news,
Can you
and
make
I'll-
sure-
I'll
Surgery-
let you know on Thursday night, Calvin,
Appreciate
where
that.
I'm sitting.
Okay.
I'm quite open and transparent with what I do and don't just stitch people up and not make the captain I make number one my captain.
It's not true. Didn't
So
happen like that.
we just
We've
need
got to
to hear.
remember what sort of people we are dealing with in this
That's
audience
okay.
sometimes,
Yes,
Calvin.
that's all right.
There are some people that aren't as smart as you.
I know
That's
that.
saying something.
I know that.
If they're not as right. Any other news? Yep, let's go. Jaden Stevenson hurt his hip. He was subbed out.
Oh, what, he hurt his own because he didn't go near anyone else? Goodness.
Taylor
me.
Adams concussion, so he's in protocols there for that.
Yeah.
Probably keeps old mate in, Carmichael.
Yeah, now that sucked too. That was so late.
Very
Yeah,
late.
yeah.
He had done his work and
Yeah.
then, yeah.
Jordan DeGoey, so he was laid out on the Friday with that quad injury that brought Carmichael in. So 2 to 3 weeks for him.
Late
they said.
out and then 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah. So he didn't get up. Essentially, he hurt his quad at training.
Same.
Apparently on the Thursday.
I'm with you, Roy. He was a
Can't
long
be that
way
close.
off getting
No,
up.
so yeah.
You know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
That's,
Should I call him a laid out? No, he's just named out on Friday.
Yeah, but he was laid out
Yeah.
in a way. He was
Well, they
named in
named
the
him on
original
Thursday,
teams, and then to be 2 to 3 weeks away,
That's right.
So very good
Very
for Carmichael.
interesting.
Very good for him.
very good for him.
All right. Roses was subbed out with a hamstring for Gold Coast, as was Tom Lynch. Now, this is where there's issues for the Richmond
Massive
Tigers.
issues.
So, Lynch out with a hammy. Nank, a PCL. So, we don't know too much about that at the moment of the severity, but a PCL, even just sort of at best, he's going to be bloody sore and they might just rest him. They have said, though, because they also lost Soldo with a broken thumb. So, old mate, will he play?
Well, that's what I'm just thinking.
It's only a thumb. All he has to
It's
do
not
is
like
get
he
it
has
out.
to do with much with his hand. So, yeah, they're basically without a ruck. And we saw Dimmer Hardwick pretty much say that stuff too. So, what are they going to do? They don't really have too many on their list except for Samson Ryan. Now,
Okay.
we all might
Samson been
remember
playing?
We might even remember Samson Ryan from last year. He played, I think it was 55% game time and had -2. Had
It's
one
that
hit out.
Samson. He's famous.
One hit out and
Yeah.
negative and a
That's
-3.
3 against.
Yeah. So he had
I remember
-2
that
for his
legend.
game. So that's why it's great. He's at basement price.
Hell yeah, he's basement
So you need that.
price.
Actually, look at it, what you want to do with your
Oh,
trade before, Roy.
wouldn't that
Would
have
been
been
nice if you
good?
actually went below basement price.
Just by 1,000.
You did need that.
I did need
So,
that.
yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
So you might see.
Are they desperate enough to do that?
Well, they could be. If they want to put a big body in there, he is a big body. And I don't know if you remember too, like Dimmer last year was talking about how he just couldn't get a game and all that sort of stuff. And he was talking about
that's
like
true.
club loan type things.
Oh, yeah.
And he was a name they threw up there for maybe he doesn't want him at all.
Oh, God.
That's what he was
I
talking
guess
about.
that's a positive.
Yeah. So anyway,
Interesting.
but he could be one. So 190k ruck forward could be an option there as
Yep.
you downgrade, because I sent out a tweet on Sunday night pretty much when I was waiting for Wimbledon and lockout lifting. That was taking a while. Thanks for everyone for waiting up.
Cricket.
I haven't slept for a long time. So he, yeah, you've probably got someone there in your R3
Yeah.
that isn't playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Therefore, you can milk some cash, and if he plays for a week, yeah, whatever. But
So I'm having a look at
To get
Samson
cash.
here in the VFL this year.
oh, he's been good, Cal.
Yeah, 12 games.
Oh, God. 12 points. Well, that's
an improvement.
75 points a game. Take that.
That's enough.
Yeah, but
So-
look at his last few. What's he done in 3 of the last 4?
I only hit on averages,
Oh,
dog.
mate. Hang on.
We're diving into the Calvin captain brain.
Oh,
here.
no,
No
this
wonder
is-
it's flawed system.
We might actually earth a few myths here about Calvin and the size of his
Sorry,
brain.
Cal. I know you've been getting teased. Even people from overseas were backing you in today.
They were, and I
Giving
got a
you
lot
some
of
support.
love out there. People come to help old
That's very nice.
Samson.
It was nice.
Right, last few games in the VFL. 84.
Yep.
100.
Tick.
47. 110.
Boom.
And in
So
my
if you
research,
take out-
I take out that
Take
47.
out that 47.
Yeah.
You probably had to leave at half time, dog.
Could do.
I don't know.
They
Had to
might
go-
have taken him out of the team thinking we might need him for the ones.
Well, that's it. 47, played to half time, went and had a roast with his nan, and he was right to go.
Yeah, all right. I'll tell you what, that's
Or he
enough.
could have been late to the game, Cow, because he was
That's
trying
enough.
to reverse park.
Yeah.
That's
Shouldn't do
enough
it.
for Samson to be a downgrade target for me this week. I need a
Yes.
190k placeholder.
At this stage, like your R3 is probably dead anyway.
He's DPP as well.
And his
isn't he?
DPP got ruck forward status.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Samson's in.
you can
Yeah.
do something with that. If he gets a game, that's
If
the
he gets
thing.
a game.
No,
He's
he's
as
good
good
if
as
he
anyone at the moment.
You might as well. What other things there? Phil Davis, hammy for him. Adam Kennedy, concussion. So there's a couple of blokes out of that GWS side.
Good for Berg.
Good for Berg,
Oh,
who
the
played
Bergs.
50% at either
Yeah.
end of the ground.
Right, okay.
This might mean he stays in his better half.
Yep.
The back half.
Okay.
He needs to.
Yeah, he gained DPP. We've fresh-aired that a little bit here. There wasn't really too much to get right over.
He
that.
was the biggest name in
He
it.
was a
wasn't
big
he?
one, so he's got the defender forward status now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully he plays
The other
more in
big
defence.
name out of that was Rowan Marshall. So
Oh, yes.
that's a good one to know. Well,
In form
even-
too, actually.
yeah. And like the good thing about him could be in your draft league, you might have had a bench stash ruck that
Yeah.
not going too badly. So now you can put him in the forward line because what Rowan Marshall's doing, especially these last few weeks, is better than what I'm sure your worst forward on ground is.
Tell you what, in draft, that ruck position, she's thin. There's nothing on the scrap heap.
No,
you
there is.
can't even
Devastating.
find a 30-pointer on the scrap heap.
You cannot.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah.
But no, it is good for the Berg. Good
Right.
for the Berg.
To
Moving
get that.
forward.
Okay. Are you going to move him, swing him back at all?
No.
Could that happen?
No.
No
He can
room, Roy.
No, he can stay forward.
Yeah. A couple of other injuries. Oh, one other here was D'Ambrosio. Did you only pick him up this week too, Cal?
No, I didn't
Oh,
get
you
him.
got him. Oh, didn't you? No. You were going to.
I
Deceiving the public.
lies.
I got old Carmichael instead.
You have a responsibility.
I know. And I'm letting everybody
He
down.
had a corked quad and was subbed out. But before he was subbed, he went back on the ground. So I'm hoping it's not too bad. But then Rutten in the presser was basically saying, yeah, it was a pretty bad cork.
Oh,
He looked
we
there.
hate Corks
Have
this year.
Corks been the worst that they've ever
Corks
been this
is
year?
the new Cinders.
Yeah. It looked bad, though.
Did it?
It looked very proppy.
It's like Darcy Parish. So he was a laid out as well and like
cork?
named out. And that was a cork. And now it's
What they say?
a couple of weeks.
3 weeks or something. Yeah.
right.
Who else? Oh, Huey. Super Huey. If a Cork can take down Super Huey.
Well, that's it.
Some
Take
news
that. Anyway.
from the Magoos. Jason Horne-Francis played in the VFL, had 29 disposals, a goal and 101 points. In that same game, because it was against Collingwood, Finlay McRae had 34 disposals, a goal, 9 tackles and 133.
I remember him.
That's way better than his evil brother.
Yeah,
It is,
exactly.
isn't it? Yeah.
1/16.
Erect head McRae, this one is.
Yeah.
Charlie Constable had 32 disposals, 9 marks, 4 tackles, a goal and 122, while our mate Cheetahs,
Oh, come on.
Titias.
he...
That's what he is at the moment. to me.
22 disposals, 9 tackles and 101 points.
No breaking into that team, though.
No. Let's get to the rucks. GWS rucks.
Come on.
Who had the better game, Briggsy or Prusy?
Oh, no.
Would have been Bruce.
Well, Prusy had more hit-outs with 30. Briggsy had 18. Briggsy, 81 points. Bruce, 53.
53!
He found a way to score 23 points around the ground.
Yeah.
He might have actually scored 50 points, but gave away that many free kicks.
true,
That's a
too.
fair chance of what he does.
I want to play again.
I reckon I would have had a pretty good crack at the record. They were great.
She goes to the milk bar and comes out with 5 Heralds and I'm on the front.
It has been a privilege and a pleasure to spend time with the Centurions, getting to hear their stories in their words.
It was just a buzz of a place to be.
Oh, it's exciting. You take that conversion rate any day of the week.
Subscribe to the Centurions wherever you get your podcasts and keep clicking back to afl.com.au and the AFL Live app for another instalment with the game's greatest goal kickers.
Nothing wrong with a bit of me time.
Bit of me time now to talk about taggers. Calvin,
Well-
they've come to destroy us again. Are they back in vogue a little bit?
I believe so, but they're so unpredictable at the moment. They're really hard to read. So Caldwell obviously went to Neil.
Yep.
Although it wasn't, that's not a lockdown tag when you're finding more ball than the person you're tagging. It's like
really good tag.
Who's the Carlton guy? Carrazzo. What's his name?
Yeah, he's Carrots.
Yeah,
Andrew Carrazzo.
Yeah,
he still used to find 30.
Too right, he did
himself.
So that was a concern. Now Kane Corns.
Kane racked up.
He did.
Yeah. However, he beat every player
Dog,
in the competition. He told me once.
You're a bomber. Does Caldwell go to Touk Miller this week?
He might. I don't know. I didn't think Caldwell was going there.
Yeah.
I thought, it could have been an Andy McGrath who has done some, and I wouldn't call it a tagging job, just a head-to-head type job.
Yeah.
I don't know if Touk is the one they would probably aim to shut down at the moment.
So anyway, Essendon.
No, Anderson.
Yeah.
After kicking the winning goal. How good was that?
Epic.
That was one of the
Our
greatest.
sons.
Yeah, our sons.
Our sons
Yes.
as
Can't
well.
wait. We're going to see him out here at Utah Stadium in a couple of weeks' time. I can't wait for you to lead the cheer squad, Cal.
I'm not going anywhere
Have you organised to
I'm
hold
not
thing
holding
up yet?
anything up.
Calvin's making the banner, I'm told.
No, it's
You've
going
got
to
to
be
put a bit of sticky tape on it for him.
lowest score for the week has to hold their banner up.
Oh, great. I'm just doing everything.
All right. And then, of course, we had Jordan Dawson, who copped a forward back tag from Finn McGuinness. Now, no one saw that coming.
I did
you
not
obviously
see
didn't.
that coming.
And that was a legit tag because obviously his strength is his ball use. He needs marks to do that. They try to give it to him as they can.
Yeah.
He takes one for the day.
It's a good idea to not let him get it.
Yes.
Isn't it?
However, he's got Collingwood this week.
They don't.
They won't do this,
They
and
do
he
not
should
tag.
have a big day out. Now, here's the other thing. With Lockie Neal this week, he's coming off a game where he got tagged to 67.
Yeah.
He's up
It
against...
worked. They lost.
Yes. He's up against the Giants, who have basically tagged him a lot in the past. They use the English Irishman from Netherlands, De Boer. Right?
Where's he at? Is he playing at the moment?
Yeah, no, he's not
he
playing,
went
mate.
home.
So here's the thing. He went home.
England, Ireland, Netherlands.
Back to Amsterdam. So the thing is...
He's back this week, mate.
Last time they played against each other, he was tagged by Perryman.
Right.
However, he still scored 143.
Yeah.
Okay. De Boer, he went to Daniel Rich, who scored 37.
Double tag.
Okay. So the thing is...
That reeks of Leon Cameron.
However, it does reek of Leon, and that's the thing. So is Neil the kind of guy that could attract a tag after being tagged? Yes, of course, because you look at that and go, that worked. Why don't we do something similar? And Perryman and De Boer, they're not playing at the moment anyway. But they can also use someone else.
Bash.
Yeah, even one of the younger guys could have a run with roll.
So-
however, Neil Shawley is better than that.
I've seen him tagged this year and still
Yes.
played through it.
Yeah.
He didn't sulk. He kept running. Anyway, I don't know, but if you were a bad team and you had just witnessed a bad team beat a good team by tagging one player, you would have to consider it, wouldn't you?
You would.
Well,
100%.
and especially for not even just the midfield dudes. Like, it's a bit like a Dawson type thing. He was doing a lot in the weeks leading up.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
they might go, yeah, that sort of stuff could work.
Do you think that tag would have happened if the Lions were full strength? I kind of feel like they got so thin that they thought,
Let's cut off the
we can
snake's
cut
head.
that,
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And which is partly Roy, and you don't want to hear this about my
God.
decision making of my
Oh, no, that's
not
fine.
choosing
Because I
me-
didn't have a good player to come anyway.
not choosing my not going him as my captain.
Yeah.
Basically, I know Calvin has him number one, and I religiously go there.
Yeah, you cheated. First time you've done that for a while.
He did consult.
I did
Oh,
consult.
did he?
However,
He did
the
consult.
main thing was going, a lot's happened to the Lions. Like, they were depleted. Things had changed so much that I wasn't confident in what was going to happen, let alone a tag possibly happening as well. But, yeah.
But there was a bit too much commotion for you.
Yeah, safety of that. So that probably played a factor
Very
in
fair
it as
call.
well. So
Very fair call.
it's an interesting, yeah.
Your
it's just an
fantasy
interesting game.
big head is really working well at the moment, isn't it? Isn't it? It's in the
It's
lead.
wobbling,
It
but he's
is.
not intentionally doing it.
Just can't
It's
keep it
very
upright.
heavy.
There's a lot going on inside there, Cal. I'm trying to bloody keep you.
But
you.
But
in
Lockie
check here,
Neal is
mate.
just he's
Yeah.
made himself a very irrelevant player this week because you're not VCing him, you're not seeing him, you're
No.
not bringing him in, you're
No.
not trading him out. He's just a big fat nothing this week.
Well, it is because you cannot captain a dude coming off a 60.
No.
You just can't do it.
No.
Because if he gets tagged, everyone goes, the writing was on the wall, mate. They're always going to do it
Like
again.
the way Spike is coaching,
Agree.
the tag is not
I agree.
a thing.
However,
And
However,
Yeah, it is a bit of a worry. Because on the flip side, how I loosely threw around there that he's not an option to bring in and not an option to captain, the way the Giants are playing, he actually is.
So the thing is, though, I will tick that off as a VC only.
Right.
You can do that this week. As I said, he was tagged last time he played him, and that was this year, tagged by Perryman for 143.
Yeah.
If that is your VC, you are laughing.
Yeah.
But it is not your fallback option.
No.
Are there better VCs?
This week, yes, there's some great VCs.
That was at home as well, that big score, wasn't it?
Yes. So this week,
away.
they're at Canberra this week.
Yeah.
We'll talk Thursday night about some VCs on our AFL Fantasy Live show, which you can catch on facebook.com/AFL Fantasy Official, as it has been over the last few years, but also now available on afl.com.au and the AFL Live app. So 6:15 every Thursday night, we'll be talking the teams as they come out, the live reaction to those. We'll see that like Clayton Oliver's named, I reckon, and then I'll be trying to decide what I'm going to do there. And also then we'll talk some captains. And so, we'll see if you can get some form back, Calvin.
Well, I don't want to give too much away, Dog.
Right.
But my number one picks in the last few weeks have not been great.
Right.
No. Who are you considering?
No, there's no considering. He is locked in at number one. We are talking Rory Laird all day.
Oh, God, I have to do it this
by
Plays
a mile.
Saturday first game.
First up Saturday, 145.
So you can even hit him with a V.
You could.
Oh, God.
So he is against Collingwood at home, and his numbers against them are massive. And teams have been scoring well against them.
And they don't tag. There's
Well, they
no
don't
fear
tag.
of it for him or Dawson.
No.
All right, so now it's time to have a look at our top trades. Thanks to Toyota. Oh, what a feeling. Guess what we're doing is a little bit of prioritising the players to move out.
Yeah.
So we talked earlier in the podcast about the, moves like getting rid of the weakest link in your team and the sideways trades or the luxury trades.
Can I just say, it's a good idea to actually look at that and think about it before the first lockout rather than just leaving it till Sunday when you've only got
have a few players.
Limited options.
Limited options.
So anyway, what people have been doing since lockout lifted, which wasn't that long ago for us now, but most traded in players there. Jack Steele is second on the list behind Carmichael. I think he's the number one premium target for a lot of coaches there with Taranto and Duncan also, who are in great form.
Yeah,
that's the other part of it. You're getting guys at a good price that are in good form. That's what the game's all about, isn't it? It is. Now, the most traded out players, basically rookies, Saligo, Ware. Then you've got Luke Jackson. That experiment's over. Nick Martin and Clayton Oliver there at number 5 as well. But Luke Jackson,
jumping at shadows.
I guess that one there, a lot of people said, do we wait that week for him? You shouldn't have done. That's at the end of the day.
No.
Clayton Oliver, one of the most traded out, Dog. Thumb up or thumb down on that one?
There are my trades. I am trading him out, but I'm getting to go to Jack Steele, which gives me a little bit of coin there, which allows me to go Cripps to Keys.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that, Calvin. Actually makes my team better, doesn't it?
That's not too bad. I'll give that one a big thumb up, Dog. Well done. I am going with Cripper up to Jack Steele, and I'm doing that by getting rid of 7-point Jamo and bringing in negative 3-point Ryan.
-2, give him
Samson
credit,
Ryan.
mate.
Yes, that's right.
Good stuff. I'm getting rid of Cripper as well, and I've got to go to the number one man.
Yes, you do.
Laird. I need a captain.
Yep.
I need a captain, so I'll bring in Laird for that. And to get the cash, I need to Carl de Conning, who's gone up a lot too. Old mate, negative Ryan. Why not?
Who knows? They're only on your bench. All
That's
right.
right.
Exactly.
Good luck with your trades for this weekend.
Got a question for the traders? Tweet the boys at AFL Fantasy or head to facebook.com/AFL Fantasy Official.
All right, boys. Quite a few questions here, so let's do our best to answer these. And quite a few did ask when is lockout lifting. It's lifted now. It
lifted.
took a while.
There you go.
So, yes, and not. Anyway, it's happened.
Do you know why there was? Yeah.
You know what? This is the devastating thing about it.
I'll tell you what happened.
One of the movements.
I wanted to get a jump on everyone else. Strategic. I held it off, and I wouldn't let anyone do it.
Not press that button.
Because I have a commitment to Team Calvinator and not to other people.
Good on you.
Will trigger some people, Calvin, because
Good
as
on
I
you.
said, there's a few.
All you had to do was press enter.
Dog.
You just had to press enter.
Someone's
You
taken my
refused
head.
to do it.
Someone's taking my
that's
head.
a good point.
So it's okay.
Will they replace
You need a pretty big bag to put it in. We should have a head off. I reckon you've got me covered.
Nah.
I'm going to bring a measuring tape.
Yeah, bring it in.
All right.
I'm just, to the naked eye, Dog, you got him covered.
All right,
The eye
Tim,
test.
wants to know why is his team so bad? Led by Lockheed Whitfield.
Oh, jeez.
13 premiums with scores of 90 or something or less. Yeah, and that's what it was for a lot of teams. Like, that was a difference with some, because you had a few big scores, and if you missed out on a couple of those, which is what happened to you, Roy.
So I missed all the big scores, but I was comfortable with that because my captain mediocre 90s, I was fine with it because I would have been, 100 below par, which I would have been comfortable with, especially with missing all the good players and pump out the big scores. But, the cherry on top with the disastrous players. The 90s aren't that bad.
No.
They're 5 points off where we want them to be, really. But, when you look at yours, it's 90s across the board and you see the 140s on other people's teams. That does hurt.
It hurts. Now, Bailey wants to know, ranking order of targets here. Now, there's quite a few names, so it's going to be a tricky one to do. Laird and Brayshaw. I'll give you those two to start.
It's Laird every day of the week.
I did have a sneak peek at Cow's scale of hardness, which confirms that is the way to go. But they're both Jets.
We don't want to go into that territory, dog. That's coming out later this week, the scale.
Check Calvin's Twitter account for more details on
it'll
that.
be on there.
At CalvinDT. And refrain from sending too much abuse. You can
Thank
send
you.
some.
It's a lovely disclaimer.
Took and Steele. Because I'd say it'd go Laird, then Brayshaw. Took, then Steele.
I'm going Steele there.
I have Steele ahead of Took.
Yes. Mills. Does he go ahead of any of those guys?
I like Mills, but...
Is Mills ahead of Took?
I just... He's so... How can you be 100 points different from week to week?
It's risky. It could pay off really well.
I've got Mills ahead of Took and behind Steele.
Right?
Yeah, I agree. Think about the way that Mills finished last year off.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to start to look at. These sort of guys coming home. Like, from this point last round...
There's only 6 weeks to go.
I
That's
know.
the thing. Like,
Yeah.
There's only 6 rounds
Jack
of going.
Steele went at 133.
6 weeks is a long time when you look at some of my players.
But
seriously.
he can go 150.
Oh.
Yeah.
16 tackles, my friends. That's
a lot.
That's a lot.
Bailey Smith has been thrown in his last one. I'd say he's at the bottom of that list for me. But what can he do? But is he a worry just Devo?
Oh, 100%.
100%.
I think it's going to be good. Like, think about how well he started this year, obviously.
We need runs
He's
on the
coming
ball.
off a 4-week block of being able to get his body.
Yeah, you can look at it multiple ways. 4 weeks, he's fresh. 4 weeks, he's out of touch.
Yep.
4 weeks, Bevo's forgotten who he is.
100%. It's just a no. You better have a look at that.
Yep.
It's too expensive to just launch into.
Now, Logan's in this position. Basically, it's Cripps out or Dacos out.
Cripps.
Yeah.
Every day of the week.
So is it Cripps to Laird or Dacos to Doherty?
Cripps
To Laird.
Yep.
That's Dacos can still stay there for the moment.
Dacos will go 95 plus this week.
Yes, he will.
Yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah. And Cripps hasn't gone 90 in 3 weeks.
No, he hasn't. He's stinking.
All right, for Josh, Taranto or Duncan? Who are you picking there?
Oh, that's a great question. I feel like Taranto, back to pre-season mode, they're both in good form. I feel like Taranto's the younger one. He's less likely to pull up with something or get managed before finals. He's just had his recent injury, so he's going all the way.
Yeah, he's been good since he's been back.
But Duncan, he can also go
45
40 points
in 10 minutes.
Duncan's basically gone 140, 120 in his last 2. So I'm a Duncan guy on that one.
Yeah.
Ben Jacobson. Thoughts on Ben Keys?
Okay.
Will his run of good scores continue? So I'm picking him up, and I'm not comfortable with it.
Okay.
I'm comfortable with you doing it.
He's under...
That's not a good thing.
That is not a good thing.
He's under 800. Under 800K.
Yeah. No, he's over it now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
So he has now averaged 117 in his last 3.
Yeah.
That's good.
This is his run coming up,
Yeah.
right? Listen to this.
Hardness.
Collingwood, the number 1 easiest team to score against in the last 5 weeks.
Tick.
Right? Sydney, Carlton, a little bit harder. Then he finishes with West Coast, North Melbourne, and then Port Adelaide right at the very end.
Tick.
3 really good matchups in his next 6.
Look, I think he's about 8.15, isn't he, Dog? You pumped his numbers in, didn't you?
Okay.
So he's very, very
One
cheap.
Dogs Fantasy app and the trades 8.16.
8.16.
God, no wonder I'm off. I'm just
not
slightly
quite
off the
there
game.
today, yeah.
Slightly off
That
the game.
$1,000 keeps coming to bite
Doesn't
you
it?
every single.
I got a
step
question.
of the way.
I got a question.
Okay.
Can
shoot.
Rory Laird hit $1 million?
What's his break even?
So his break even is 106.
Oh yes, he
Oh,
can because he's
God.
only $5,000 short of it.
And he's got an easy matchup. Look,
What did he
these
get to?
dudes
So Calvin's making him number 1. So
Oh,
therefore,
he's cool.
I know.
These dudes that started over $1 million, they were no
Did you
chance
say
to
his
hold
break
it.
even was
How the
Oh, I think I was looking at the wrong numbers.
111.
111.
How the hell someone gets up to $1 million? That shows some significant form.
Especially in a season. That's the thing.
Exactly
Those other
right.
guys started there
Yes.
because of the magic
Yes.
number.
This is just magic form, dog.
Magical. Right. Taranto are gone for this one then.
Oh.
We want gone. So actually, this is probably the discussion now to have about Cameron. So we said wait a week on Jackson.
Yes.
If you're in a position, though, this week to move Cameron to gone, would you do it or would you still give him another week?
Look,
if Grundy is back, but I think it'll be another week away.
Is it that close?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Oh, he's back to full training.
Oh, right. I didn't realise it was that
I
close.
think
I
he's out of
still
his
thought it was
dojo, out of his little...
2 to 3. And will they won't play him back through the VFL. It's been a long layoff.
Don't know.
That's very interesting.
Don't know.
Look, Cameron, he's been walking on very scary thin ice for the last few weeks, but still finding a way. He's had to hit the scoreboard to do it, but like in that last quarter on the weekend, he was bloody amazing. He's a very good player, but there's a 60 waiting to happen.
There is.
100%.
And if Grundy was back, you would not risk it because that is the 60 right there.
Agree. So Max gone this week. He's got the game at Alice Springs, and he's only up against Finlayson and Dixon. So it's a big game where he could have 40-odd hit-outs.
That's a very easy matchup.
It is an easy matchup, but he needed half of his points came from hit-outs last week.
Yeah.
So he only got that 70.
Yeah.
And when he went forward, the ball could never get down there.
That's a tough one. Dixon could match him around the ground. There's going to be no easy mark for him if Dixon's running with him. When Finlay's is running with him, that's marks.
Yeah.
G'day.
So the question was Taranto or Max, yeah?
Yeah.
See,
Taranto this week, Max next.
We have another look at Max. Let Max's price drop one more week, you reckon?
that's probably not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want both.
You do want both.
Are we
Then
happy
is Max
with?
a bigger priority if you're only getting one of them?
Are we happy
Depends
with?
who it is.
Right,
If you've got Cameron, you just let him.
Taranto did enough last week. Didn't he?
Till
101.
Grundy is
Yeah,
back.
I think so.
Yeah.
What's that?
Taranto did enough last week.
got a
He
ton?
did do enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rightio, we've got Ryan Dangerfield worth a look. I think you laughed at me about Dangerfield as an option.
Too right, I did, dog. Every time you say his name, I have a little giggle.
Bloody good for that price.
614.
Yeah, and what did he have?
He had a 105.
Yep.
So you could go. Actually, oh no, I feel bad. Someone talked about this.
Yep.
Someone like Cripps down to
Danger.
I hope they did it.
Did make some coin off that.
Make some coin. That'd fix up
This is
another
last week.
issue.
Someone suggested doing that.
Man, you're making 150.
That's a lot.
That's a lot
and
of
you're
coin.
getting a very similar 90
Yeah.
at best guy.
Yeah. For 150k.
Danger's 90 moving forward.
Yeah, surely.
Yeah.
Surely. And Cribber's not.
And he's had that good
87.
rest now.
Yeah.
Whereas that's what Cripper needs at the moment.
Looks like it.
Who goes first out of Rob or Cripps? So, Roy, you're in that position. Cripps goes for Riley O'Brien. For David?
Yeah, because he's clogging up a
Yeah.
midfield spot,
Yeah,
Roy.
he does. Yeah, and God, Big Rob, in his defence, he's done quite well the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
All right, Tobias wants to know, ranking order, who goes first? Martin, I assume that's Nick, Coleman, Haitley, Cripps, McRae. I think you got to hold McRae ahead
It's
of those
Martin.
guys. Martin there,
Yeah.
and Haitley, he's got to be right up there.
He does.
For the midfield spot that is holding.
Yeah.
Coleman should be back. He was out for health and safety protocols and
Yep.
has been epic.
Yeah, he's been great.
So, yeah.
Haitley's
It's
58
Martin.
last week, averaged 65 in
Yeah,
his last
it's not
three.
good. He's got to go.
I'll tell you what,
It was
hurt
fun
him
there
as
for a
well.
while.
Crouch coming back.
There you go.
Didn't help that.
Crouchy, did he get a ton in the end? He must have been close to
99,
it.
mate.
Yeah.
Very, very close.
Good player.
Just like we wanted from him. When we
Yeah, if you
picked him.
started with him.
Exactly.
What a
Exactly.
Seriously, what a joke.
Peanuts.
What a joke.
I hear you.
Okay, Adrian wants to know, trade Baker, who's playing against North Melbourne. Cow, you're off to that game, aren't you?
Oh, God,
Forward
what
that
a
one with
ripping
your
game.
little boy.
Dog,
Jeez.
you tricked people into Bakes.
He did.
Remember, Dog?
Yep.
Oh, I'm getting Baker in this week. It's the best I can get to, he said, all that.
62 last week.
Lizard take two, I call that.
Yep.
Lizard's good.
People are going to start tweeting you nasty
You
things.
started Baker. You had him last year. You had him in your
I
team
did not
last
recommend
year.
it this year, you No wonder his rankings on that increased.
Yep.
Trying anything I can. So Baker against North Melbourne to a Taranto, or is it Cripps, who's up against Geelong, to a 809.30k midfielder? You're going to get a good midfielder.
You can, 800 and what? 9?
No, 800 to 930.
Oh, God. Yeah.
930.
Anyone
that gets
you
you
want.
Almost anyone you want.
Almost anyone you want. But, gosh, at the bottom end of that, your Keys leaves you with some change.
Is it Baker to Cripps? Is it Baker out before Cripps?
Yes.
Yeah, it has to be.
He's against North Melbourne.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Still got to be able to catch the ball, Roy.
And run.
Oh, Barnsley's in a luxury trade time, Roy.
Oh, here we go. Come
Tom
on.
Mitchell, would you get rid of him?
Yep.
Right, done.
Yep. Unfortunately. It's not his fault.
No, his CBAs are right down at the moment, and they don't look like they're coming up anytime soon.
It's just Sam Mitchell. You're not trading out Tom Mitchell. You're trading out Sam Mitchell.
So
Makes it easier.
56% last week for CBAs.
See, that's all right if it's a forward who's getting bonus time in there.
Yeah.
It's not all right for a little piglet.
No, he's a long way off.
Disrespectful. Yeah, no, trade him.
Dylan Moore had more CBAs than Tom
makes
Mitchell.
Me sick. And they won, so don't expect it to change.
Agree. Trade.
Okay. Who would you be? I think it said Steele or Took. We've got
Steele. Steele's ahead. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Now, Berner has given us this information. Tag is now being employed heavily this weekend. Neil. Bailey Dale. He was one that copped it.
He did too.
Yes. Petrarca and Oliver, they cop it. Petrarca more so, doesn't he, at times? Are they following players now relevant as a point of... are they following players now... Are the following players... I should learn to read. My big head's not working. Are they more relevant as a point of difference? Dangerfield, I'm ticking it for that price.
Yes.
That's too cheap.
It is so cheap.
Duncan, Fife. I couldn't.
You're not touching
He
Fife.
pushed in the midfield, though.
He did, yeah. I'd keep an eye on it.
Taranto, yes. Steele, yes. Merritt, yes. Kennedy, Matt Kennedy, Roy. He was good.
He was good. Keep an eye on him. He's not quite cheap enough.
He can be 140 good.
He can.
And then a 70.
Yeah, it's not with Danger at that price. You're not looking at Kennedy.
Walsh as well. What was with him?
Don't know really, but coming down in price quite nicely.
He is.
Yeah.
He finished well. He had over 40 in the last quarter.
Yeah.
I think...
he's down to 850 now. So, yeah, a 93 for him.
What's their run home like, the Blues?
I'll have a quick look for you, Roy, because he would be a good target. So they go Geelong, GWS, Adelaide, Brisbane, who are all green
a hot
teams.
three.
It is. Then even Melbourne, who can be give a bit into Collingwood in the last. So they've got a pretty good run home.
Sam's coming home like a steam train.
You would think so.
You heard it first here.
There you go.
Andrew,
Very relevant.
Should I do Lockheed Whitfield to Harry Berg?
Harry Berg.
Roy?
Look, it's just a very much of a muchness. They'll be very similar scores. They'll both be about 90 the rest of the year. And the thing is, God, it sounds so stupid, but Lockie is probably safer because this game was, you have to call it an anomaly.
Okay, so before he's 40, 114, 92, 99, 130.
Yeah.
That's a good run after his bye. I think we just put this down to... Maybe
I don't know what he was doing.
He had the runs in the morning,
he was,
or
yeah,
something wasn't right.
Something wasn't right.
Yeah.
The danger with the Berg, although it's in his favour that Phil Davis is out.
That's it, yeah.
That 50-50 split he's doing.
Yeah.
Once they look like they're struggling to kick a goal, Berg is the first man they call on.
Yeah, okay.
So
and even just that ruck time for him as well, where he might need to chop out.
Yeah, especially when he doesn't get a hit out.
Gives away free kicks more when he's in the ruck.
Yeah, when he's back, he's delicious. But it's no, I would not be doing that trade. I don't think there's enough upside.
Agree.
James, who goes first? Rosie, Will Brodie?
I just can't bring myself to trade Will.
No, he's going to stay. He'll be in like
battles away.
Yeah,
he does battle.
He got to 93.
Love it.
He's gone at 105 in his last three.
Legend.
He ain't going anywhere.
No, that's what I'm like.
Nah.
But does he get rid of Rosie instead, though? He's off 125.
Well, here's one for you. You can go down to Dangerfield and pocket a 150k from Brodie.
What, in the midfield? Is Danger DPP?
No.
Yeah, you do a bit of flipping.
Oh, because everyone's got a mid forward in the midfield.
A mid spot for
Wasn't my point. My point was...
How many teams would now, honestly, this is a good question, and this is not really taking the piss out of you, but it is. How many teams would honestly have a DPP in the midfield at the moment? Not many,
in their starting
22.
8?
Yeah, so in their 8 in the midfield, sorry, yeah.
there'd be a couple.
I guess there would be.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be.
But most people have worked...
We're all not just outside the top 1,000, mate.
Exactly.
Jeez.
Yeah, 20-odd points, mate.
I have got...
I
haven't got a DPP in there.
Put out to the top 1,000.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Jeez, I'll have to get a big one for me, Cal.
Right. Dude,
a bucket out.
Big
Literally
Sambrero.
a big bucket. With a peak on it.
Now, James did continue with that. Cripps or Sick Dog. I think Cripps goes before Rosie or Brody.
Yes.
For the midfield spot.
Yeah, because there's midfield options there.
Does Sick Dog go before Cripps?
Well, this is what...
He had 100.
Yeah, so, no, he doesn't.
He does
it's
say...
It's Cripps that goes first. Yeah, definitely. And I'm talking from experience and common sense moving forward.
You started a bit of... You even got in the press conference, Roy, about poor old Cripps during the week.
Oh.
You bagged him out.
Yeah, I know. I feel bad for that.
And it looked like it was coming...
It was supposed to be a rocket. Just a friendly rocket.
Did it work?
Didn't think it would start. No, it started a bit of Cripper criticism, and I never wanted that to happen.
There's not much dollar difference between a Cripper and a Ben Keys.
No, there's not.
But I reckon there's probably
points per week is
a lot more. I think
minimum 20.
I think so.
All right, who would you go for David out of Keys and Petrarca?
Wow,
where do we sit with the truck?
Keys.
I think I'm going Keys. The run home's enough to tip it over the edge. Petrarca's got quite a hard run home.
He does. So out of all the red hard teams, Dog, there's only 3 of them on the scale, and he plays the 3 of them in the next 3 weeks. Thing is with him,
he'll benefit from Oliver being out.
He will. Keys has gone at 117 his last 3. Petrarca's hit 120.
He'll be right.
I'm just fresh airing it.
He'll be right.
Nah, he's gone, Dog.
I hope he's gone.
Petrarca's hit 120 once in the last 7 weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not exciting.
No, it's not.
Whereas Keezy's doing it every single week.
Keezy does it without a sweat. Just flicks the hair over and off he goes.
And with a juicy run.
Juicy runs, right?
Don't say juicy
and
in
no
this
risk
place now.
No risk, no fair call. No risk of a tag with Keezy.
No.
He's in an average team and he's 4th in line in that team.
Too right he is. Gets it done.
All right, better finish this up. G-Train. Gareth wants to know, which option improves my team more? Heaney to either Bont, Duncan or Treloar. Who would you go out of those guys? Bont, Duncan,
Treloar.
Duncan?
I'm Duncan out of those guys.
Just Bulldogs.
Yeah, Bulldogs.
So Heaney to Duncan.
Big no.
Or Cripps to, I'll say Steele because he's got Miller as the option. Was saying Steele over Miller. So Cripps to Steele or Heaney to Duncan.
Oh, this is a hard one.
You're chasing the man off.
I'm just getting rid of Cripper and getting the man off.
Yep, same.
And hope Heaney
because your forward could forward.
Yes, exactly right.
Yep, forwards can always forward.
Jack Steele's a 120 from here on.
Yeah.
135 if you go off last year.
Well, that's right.
There you go.
So there you go. Bang. Chase those points.
And there's actually a lot of other questions here about you, Calvin. I'm not going to read them all out.
But are they nice ones?
What type of wood do you like for your plank?
Is that what they said? Did someone go to an effort to write that?
Goodness me, they're coming for you.
Although I do like Reese's here. What car is Calvin driving that he hates reverse parking so much? I know what you're not going to be driving, a Toyota Hilux or winning fantasy anytime soon. That's one thing that's going on. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll be back on Thursday for AFL Fantasy Live on the Facebook page and also on afl.com.au and the AFL Live app. No Thursday night game this week. So
hallelujah!
We might have better content because we'll be a bit more relaxed. It's always a little bit stressful going into a Thursday night game as we look at the teams and see who's named, who's not named, and... plenty of advice as that comes through for the week. So, thanks everyone for tuning in. Hope you've enjoyed the show.
And it's been a show. Don't you worry about that.
We'll see you when we're looking at you. Thanks. Bye.